Hello, and thank you for joining our session. How to scale automation, how to build your automation pipeline. Those are two most common questions we hear from companies after they successfully start their automation journey. Why those questions raised so often and how to address them? This is what we are going to talk about today, building your automation pipeline. My name is Semyon Sergunin. I lead product marketing for Discovery Bot. And together with Perry, who is our technical marketing expert, we're going to show you how Discovery Bot can help you to build your automations, to scale your automation pipeline, and self-drive your automation. Earlier this year, we've partnered with Shared Services and Outsourcing Network, SSON, to run this global survey on intelligent automation. We asked hundreds of business and automation leaders about their perspective on intelligent automation. We've got a lot of great data, and the complete report you can find on our website. Right now, I just want to focus your attention on this specific question. What challenges are you facing implementing intelligent automation solutions? And you can see among the answers, there is lack of knowledge, enterprise silos, lack of talent, inability to identify right processes, and many other organizational issues. Why this is all happening? This is our understanding that there are two groups of users in the organization. A large group of business users who struggle with those inefficient processes and manual tasks every day. And there's a smaller group of automation experts who knows the technology and they can help to automate those processes. But the problem is that those two groups are disconnected. And right now, connecting them, transferring that knowledge, interviewing business users to understand how the processes work, really takes a lot of time. According to our data, it takes up to 70% of all efforts for automation project. And this is why leaders are talking about this lack of knowledge and enterprise silos. And how can we help them? What if we have a technology which can collect business process data in non-intrusive manner and then automatically create those automations? Bots building bots. This is what we call self-driven automation. And this is what we're looking at. First of all, we want this technology to be easy to use. So it will leverage the knowledge that business users do have, knowledge about how the process works, not about how the technology works. And then it can help to find the next automation opportunity by simply recording and observing what users are doing. And then it should be able to automatically help to create those bots, the bots which users can actually run. It may sound like a dream, but this is our new product called Discovery Bot. Discovery Bot is currently generally available, and it can record user activities. It can find high-value automation opportunities and automatically create bots. It's important to understand that Discovery Bot is not one of solution for finding automation opportunities. It actually changes the entire way how you implement automation on every step of your automation journey, starting from the very beginning, when you are trying to figure out where to start, how to deploy your first bots, and then through the expansion phase, when you are scaling your automation across the company, all the way up to the transformative phase, when you maximize the effect of automation. Now let's consider step by step. So the first step, many of you are still in the beginning of your automation journey, and you are trying to figure out where to start your automation. And it's important to start strong, to show some quick wins, to prove the technology, to prove your ability to automate. And I'm sure you already have some ideas where you want to start. But in order to start successfully, you need to understand how this task works in a very great details. So how would you collect this information? Discovery Bot can help you. It can record user activities. It can help users to review those recordings and make sure that your process is well documented, and then you can use this documentation for automation. And on this point, I would like to turn over to Perry, who can show you how it works in the real product. Hey, over to you.
Hey Sam, thanks for the introduction. Today I'm going to be demonstrating the various features and capabilities of DiscoveryBot. And to begin, I'm going to show how DiscoveryBot helps you to start with automation and how it can help capture user processes. But before I begin to show you any of this, I want to preface with a hypothetical DiscoveryBot use case. So picture that you want to kick off automation in your HR team with some simple but manual task. And this task involves enrolling employees into a benefit program with a local gym. But since the membership database used by the gym isn't integrated with your HR system, the team must receive info about employees and then manually fill out that info into a web form to enroll each employee. Now, this task sounds like an appropriate use case for RPA, but to really determine the feasibility of automation, you need to see exactly how this task is executed down to every click and keystroke. And in a traditional work setting, what you would have to do is that you have to sit down with the HR operations team and ask them to show you how the process is done step by step and document the steps manually, making it a very time and human resource intensive process. So with DiscoveryBot, you can do all of this automatically just by observing a user's computer actions. And now I'm going to dive in to see how this all actually works. So before a user begins to record, an admin must first create a project in DiscoveryBot and invites the HR team to record their actions while executing this task. But for time's sake today, we've already done that step and we're just going to go right into recording the process. So let's go ahead and log into the system. And after we log in, we can go to DiscoveryBot and then we can go to the recording section. And then once we're in the recording section, we can go find the right project, which in this case is benefits, and click on start recording. So once we've clicked on start recording, we'll see a box that'll pop up momentarily. And once that box has popped up, that's how you know that DiscoveryBot is now ready to capture user actions. So here in this part, you can see that this part of the process involves receiving this email with an attached file and the list of employees to enroll in the benefit program. So let's go ahead and save that file and then open it. And then once it's opened, you'll be able to see that it's a pretty simple Excel table. There's a couple different attributes for different employees. So we have first name, last name, employee ID, and job title. So this is information that we're going to submit into the web form that I've pulled up just now. So in this web form, what we're going to do is that we're going to carefully copy and paste each of the items into this corresponding web form field. So right now we just did Greg, and now we're going to go to the last name, which is Garcia. So once we've pasted Garcia, then we can go on to the third column and then paste the employee ID. And then so on and so forth for each of the cells in this row. So then we'll go ahead and paste in the last item as well, and then go ahead and submit the form. So now that we filled out the first form, we can go ahead and stop the recording. And once the recording is stopped, we can go back to DiscoveryBot, and then we can go ahead and click on the recording section to review this recording. So we can see in here that we can see a bunch of different recordings from different trials and different users. And here we can see that the individual actions that were recorded along with the applications, the actions were performed on. So we can see how I opened the email, found this attachment in the email, saved the attachment, and all these other steps. And all the data which we typed into the keyboard is also saved into the recording. So you can make, you can review these keystrokes and then make adjustments if necessary. And another thing you could do, if there's any extraneous steps that we don't want in the final recording, we can remove them as well, like how I'm doing now. So another thing we can do is also provide additional notes to give context to the process analyst to understand what happens in the step from each process. So this, what it does is that it gives the user context and allows them to better understand what's really going on in the process. So now that the recording looks complete, we've submitted it. And then after we submit it, it goes for further review where the RPA team can analyze the recordings and then turn them into an automation opportunity. So with all these recording features, DiscoveryBot makes it easy to collect the process details from business users and then transfer this information to the automation team. So now let's take it back to Sam.
Thank you, Perry. I'm sure our audience might have one question here. So in the Excel file, you had 3 rows for 3 different employees, and you recorded just 1 employee. So what happens with other 2?
Yeah, that's a good question, Sam. So since the process is already clear in the recording, we can simply apply a loop action in the workflow to repeat that process, meaning we won't have to manually repeat the process in the recording.
Thank you. Thank you, Perry. So you've seen how DiscoveryBot helps you to start your automation journey by documenting your first process to automate. Now, for those who already started successfully and who already built a few bots, how do you scale it across the organization? At this point, we see that many companies struggling with engaging your entire business user base with automation. Some business teams are ready for automation, but some of them might be still have very poorly documented processes and struggle to begin. And some of them could be even afraid of automation. They don't want you to look at their processes and the way and change the way how they operate. So what would you do in this case? DiscoveryBot can help you here. DiscoveryBot offers you a new way to engage business teams in continuous improvements and visibility. So you can give DiscoveryBot to a business unit or a functional team like accounting or HR, and they can start using it. So the leadership of this team will have visibility into how team operates right now. And then they can look at those processes and find the ways to optimize those processes, find some inefficiencies, find some opportunity to better train their team and get some benefits already from that. And then they can also see that some tasks could be really automated because they're very manual and repetitive. And then they will bring those automation opportunities to you. And now, Perry, can you please show us what business leaders and process experts can do with DiscoveryBot to find those automation opportunities and submit them to automation team?
Yeah, absolutely. So as Sam just described, now I'll show you how to use DiscoveryBot to analyze process recordings, use them to reconstruct complex workflows, and then assess those created automation opportunities. And with DiscoveryBot, a team can easily gather insight from recordings of their activities and find ways to optimize and automate the process. So let's go ahead and take a look and see how that works. So from the home page, we go to DiscoveryBot and we click on the Processes tab this time. And we are going to select the same process from before, Benefits, and then click on Recordings to review the recordings. So here in the Analyst view, you have 3 different sections. You have Dashboard, Aggregated, and Comparison. And let's go ahead and start with the dashboard. So what this dashboard does is that it shows you the statistics for multiple recordings, which are securely aggregated in our industry's first cloud automation platform. We can see which applications were used for this task, which users recorded this task, and how much time they spent on each of these recordings. So here on this chart, you can see that some of the recordings took 0 time. And since these are outliers that skew the average statistics, we're going to uncheck them and then remove them from consideration. So after we've removed these outlier steps, what if we wanted to show the processes side by side? So what we can do is that we can go into comparison view, and then here we can compare these recordings and then see which one we want to use as a standard for automating this process. So here we can go click and then add a couple recordings of our choosing, and then look at them side by side. So let's just pick a couple. And then now we see that these recordings have been pulled up. And then this is how you can really see the nuances in how different recordings are done by different users. So we've also switched to a screenshot view so we can see exactly what happened on each step and then which application was captured at that current moment. So seeing how the differences between how different users complete this task allows you to construct an optimal workflow for automation. So now what we can do is that we can go to aggregated view. And in this view, we can clearly see about each step's details. We can go inside and see a larger screenshot. We can see the system's captured information and the recorder's notes. But most importantly in this view is that you can reconstruct the ideal process for automation, which will eventually be turned into an automation opportunity. So let's go ahead and create a new object called view. And what this allows you to do is that it allows you to add another recording here and then use it as a source of additional steps and workflow components. So let's go ahead and add a view, and then let's select a recording that we can pull additional steps from. So we're going to go ahead and go and select this one. So now that we have these two views, the main workflow and then a source workflow, what you can do in this view as well is that we can actually add branches to the steps to account for variations from process to process. And conditions can be triggered to specify different paths to handle different process complexities. So for example, after you've opened the Excel file, you want to ensure that the file is complete and correct data. And then here we can include an extra step and create two variations of what happens. If the file is complete, we can say that we want to continue with the path to continue with the process. And if not, we can raise an human exception for human review. So this is how you can really create complex processes with multiple variations. So what we're going to do now is that we're going to click and select the steps that we want to create the automation opportunity for. And automation opportunity collects all this information and changes that we've made to the reconstructed process and displays that information to an RPA manager for easy review. And after we selected all these steps that we've created, what we can do is that we're just going to go ahead and give the opportunity a name. We'll just call it opportunity. And what we can also do is assign a cost estimate to the opportunity. So let's say it costs you $15 to run this task manually. And then for the year, let's say it'll sum up to around $35,000. And what this does is that it makes it a pretty high priority automation. So we'll go ahead and select high, and then we'll go ahead and submit this opportunity. After this opportunity is submitted, an automation manager can review details about it and make the decision to convert it to a task bot in production. So let's go ahead and see what the opportunity looks like by clicking on the opportunity tab. And then as you can see, the opportunity includes only the steps that we've picked for automation. Another thing that you can do with an opportunity is auto-generate the process documentation and export it to a Word file. So now you see that we've downloaded a Word file, and then let's go ahead and open that up. And then in this file, you can see that this process documentation shows you the necessary information about the process, cost, and applications used for every step that's going to be automated. And this helps your automation team to thoroughly understand the process and what needs to be automated in the workflow. So to recap, you've seen how you as a business leader can track your team's complex processes, find the best way to perform a particular task, define the steps which could be automated, and then create and assess this automation opportunity. So with all that being said, I'll hand it back to Sam.
Thank you, Perry. And again, one question that our audience may have. So you showed how you compare different recordings and how you manually merge recordings into the process flow. Can system help you somehow do it automatically?
Yeah, right. So right now we're currently integrating and enhancing several AI and ML systems for various processes to automate the process aggregation. Something cool that I'll be able to do is that it'll be able to detect different complexities in the workflows and then combine that into a single flow without any of the manual intervention that I was just showing you.
Thank you, Perry. That sounds great. Now you've seen how Discovery Bot helps your business users to find and submit automation opportunities. And now imagine that you reach the step when the entire company supports your automation initiatives and your business teams, they submit their automation opportunities. So you always have your pipeline full. Now you still need to work to manage this pipeline, to optimize your automations. So how do you do that? At this phase, we expect you to be able to democratize your automation, meaning that the majority of your business people, business leaders and business users, they will be able to create their own automations, either through automatic conversions or manually build their bots. And for those who are not ready to create automations yet, they can still submit those automation opportunities to you. So you build automations for them. But as an automation leader in this environment, you still need to govern it. You still need to control and manage it. And Discovery Bot helps you to collect those automation opportunities, prioritize them, and enhance the bots which were automatically generated. And now we're going to show you how it all works in the system. So Perry, over to you.
Yeah, so now that you've seen how to create automation opportunities, I'll show you how to manage the automation pipeline, auto-create bots, and get them production ready. So once you've reached a point in your automation journey when you receive business users' automation opportunities regularly, what you need to do is that you need to build an effective way to prioritize and implement those opportunities. So let's go ahead and dive in to see how that looks. So here in the homepage, we can go to the opportunity view by selecting opportunities. And then here in this view, we can see the different opportunities created and we can rank them by priority. So let's go ahead and click on the one we created, call it opportunity. And then again, here you can see each step of the opportunity with the screenshot and descriptions, including the branches and variations in the workflow that we created before. We can also expand out the components like we did in the analyst view and see things like the step ID and the type of action performed. But the real magic happens here when you click this button. And what the system can do is that it can automatically convert this opportunity into an RPA bot. So you can see this auto-generated bot is a standard bot on the Enterprise A2019 RPA platform, which you can enhance with additional commands, exception handling, conditions, loops, and other advanced RPA features. So what this does is that it provides a framework and backbone for you to build a truly production-ready bot and greatly decreases the time needed to deploy the automation. So to summarize everything I've shown you today, you've seen how Discovery Bot can record user activities and document processes, gain insight into business processes, and build optimized workflows, and then convert these workflows into functioning task bots. So now I'll hand it back over to Sem to wrap up the presentation.
Thank you, Perry. You've seen how Discovery Bot helps you on every step of your automation journey. And now on this slide, you can really see what's happening here. Before Discovery Bot, we talked about that manual process discovery and documentation takes up to 70% of your automation efforts. And the more important part here is that the majority of this work is done by your process analysts and subject matter experts, which are very critical resources. And with Discovery Bot, it all changes. It's not just the process becomes much shorter, but now it's driven by business users and citizen developers who can collect this process information and can submit this automation opportunity to you. And process analysts and RPA developers, they still have critical job to do at the end when they want to make sure that we are automating the right processes and really building this robust, resilient automations. But still, that critical first initial part is done by business users, and it allows you to scale automation much, much faster. So Discovery Bot helps you to support your automation journey with process discovery throughout every step, starting from you're building the first bots, through the expansion phase when you scale automation, with automation opportunities being found by your business users, all the way to digital transformation, when the entire company is engaged into this automation process and your business users start building their automation bots themselves. Just to illustrate those points, I want to share some success story with Nike, who is one of our early adopters for Discovery Bot. And Nike is a leader in sportswear, and with the current project, we help them to optimize and implement automations in their company to help them to strengthen this leadership. And a few months ago, during Imagine Digital, I did this interview with Madhu, who is the head of automation at Nike. And he shared his experience and excitement the team has about Discovery Bot. Discovery Bot helps them to better document processes and better understand the automation opportunities at the company. To summarize everything we talked about today, we introduced this concept of self-driven automation, which is easy to use, requires only the knowledge from business users, which they do have, the knowledge about how the process works, not about how technology works. And it helps to find automation opportunities by simply observing and recording what users are doing. And it helps to automatically create bots. And Discovery Bot, by implementing this model, it helps you to accelerate automation. Now your automation happens much faster because you can document processes automatically. It helps you to scale automation much faster because now business users submit their automation opportunities. And it helps to digitally transform the entire company because you empower business users to create their automations themselves. And if you want to see how Discovery Bot can help your company, you can request a demo. Go to automationanywhere.com, request a demo for Discovery Bot, and our team will show you the Discovery Bot for your company. Thank you very much, and go be great.
You